Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready, man. This is Industry Stories with your host, Heaven Hollywood. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into what everybody's talking about, what everybody wants to hear about, what everybody hit me up saying, oh, yo, remember on the blog when they put this story out? Y'all were right. Shout out to G from in case you didn't know. Her that printed the story. She's the one that knew whatever she knew about it at that point and researched the rest. I'm just a messenger. So a lot of people are talking about, this reporter, right, that's going around now on social media saying that she wants Jay-Z investigated for the death of Cathy White. Now, if y'all don't know who Cathy White is a former publicist or former PR girl. She got into the industry. She came through Howard University, right? And she got into the industry as a PR person. Now I'm going to give you a brief breakdown of everything, but to hear in depth, you're going to have to go to my members only. All right? But I figured since y'all was hearing everybody that's making up their own story, creating their own narrative because they're trying to get a check, but they were not there. They don't know anybody who was there. They're just reading stuff off of getting stuff off the internet and off of TikTok. But G, as everyone knows, I mentor G, and she knows everything. She knows a lot of people involved. She's already had Claudia Jordan approach her, right? So G knows the players. So let's start off by saying, let's name some of the players. Of course, we got Jay-Z. We got Claudia Jordan. We got Diddy. We got Cassie. And Cathy's other friend, I don't really remember what her name is, but Cathy's other friend was around them somewhat. Right? So, listen. Cathy comes to New York, right? Let's pick it up from there. Cathy comes to New York. She she came through Howard University, right? And so, let me just start here. So make sure we don't skip over anything. All right? So a publicist, as everyone knows, is a person hired to contact the media and generate publicity for their clients. So in 2000, the publicist really started to become a necessity, especially in Black Hollywood, as they say. Now, of course, publicists have been around before then. But around 2000 is where a lot of black artists and black people started hiring publicists. So Cathy, whose name is Cathy Coriana White, she was a black student from Howard University. She was determined to make it in the entertainment world as a journalist. Is what she originally set out to be. Her nickname was Corey, by the way. Ironically, Jay-Z's middle name. Now, she knew that she would have to find some sort of stepping stone at first. So, Cathy started writing for some online publications like Global Grind. If you remember Global Grind, it was like a celebrity gossip blog. Back in the 2000s, Russell Simmons, I believe, was the head of it. And she allegedly started generating media for new personalities, such as Claudia Jordan and Jaleesa from BET, right? So Cathy decided to create her own company, her own media company. And at 22, she was fully invested in the industry scene. Now, it's rumored that she had met Jay-Z around 2001 at a radio interview in Washington, D.C. She was 19 years old at the time. Now, according to the members of The Beat, which is a radio station there, she told him she was a publicist, but she wanted to be a journalist. She also told Jay-Z at the time she was interested in doing some PR work for him. Allegedly, Jay was smiling. okay, I hear you. Well, you know, I'll think about that. And they exchanged numbers, alleged from that day. So once she told him, hey, you know, she was very straightforward in what she wanted. She knew she wanted to be in the entertainment business. So she exchanged numbers with him, allegedly, at that point in time, right? So Jay-Z said, you know, I'll get in touch with you know, my firm, and you know, we'll try to work something out. So then Cathy started hanging more around Claudia Jordan. She even stayed with Claudia occasionally when she was in New York doing PR work. Now, after Cathy graduated, she got fully invested in the New York industry life. And she was taking trips back and forth to LA and Las Vegas. Now, where Diddy comes in is she connected with Puffy through Claudia. Claudia allegedly was messing with Puffy off and on. That's why you see she's so outspoken about the Diddy thing. But she was allegedly messing with Puffy off and on, right? And Claudia and Diddy, Diddy was interested in her possibly doing some PR work for some of his artists. So you would often see Cathy hanging around that circle. Claudia Jordan, Jay-Z, Puffy, Cassie, Russell Simmons. She also hung around Russell Simmons, right? And this happened for years. So a lot of people in the industry, they have been saying that Cathy White was involved with Jay-Z since she was 20 years old. That's what people in the industry say. Now, this was before. If she was messing with Jay at 20, this puts her in the picture before he got married. He was allegedly already seeing Beyonce, but he was not, exclusive with Beyonce, allegedly. So Jay-Z was taking trips to Las Vegas with Claudia, right? Diddy, of course, and some other friends to make it seem more businesslike. So Jay would always allegedly tell Cathy, yeah, bring your friends. You make sure you bring your friends when you come. As many as you can trust. Don't worry about expenses or anything like that. I got you. It's your boy. Just make sure you bring yourself. So when people see them out, it'll look like, it's just a business trip. So people would see them, it'd be an entire crew out there, right? It's the entire crew in Las Vegas, and then people started wondering about, wait a minute, how's Claudia Jordan getting access to all these parties? Now, people that knew Claudia from the beginning and how she was rolling, Claudia is another person. The reason why Cathy took so well to Claudia is because Claudia was a person, allegedly, who didn't take no for an answer. That's how a lot of people describe her. She didn't take no for an answer. And she set out to get into a party. She didn't care whether they told her at the door, nah, you can't get in. She was going to find a way in that party. And most of the time she succeeded, is what they say about Claudia. So the people that knew Claudia, they wasn't surprised how she was getting into these parties. Now, what happened was Cathy allegedly got caught on camera by a photographer for a tabloid. She got caught on camera. Her and Jay-Z got caught on camera, right? Allegedly, some bodyguards got that picture because several online websites were saying they had the pit. But before they can clear and make sure they were okay with posting, the pics disappeared. So there were allegedly more pictures out there with Jay-Z and Cathy White, right? But the pics disappeared. But then this messy blogger at the time, by the name of Jackie Jasper. Now, Jackie used to run a website. There's rumors that Jackie Jasper later on, not because of this, but some other stories, it's rumored that a celebrity had Jackie Jasper deleted. Because no one has seen him or spotted him in, well over 10 years, right? He has said, I'm not afraid of Jay-Z, so I'm going to report on the story. A lot of these people are afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him, so I'm going to report on the story. So Cathy found herself in a battle against Jackie Jasper because she did not want these stories reported on. So Jackie Jasper had allegedly received some death threats, right? About posting on Jay-Z and Cathy. And of course, people speculate that it came from Jay. But what happened is the tabloid, The Star, I believe it was either The Star or the National Enquirer, they got the news, and then they offered Cathy a large sum of money to come out and spill the beans about what was going on. Now, that other close friend, who I'm not going to say her name, but she's a friend of Claudia as well. And she was saying that Claudia Jordan allegedly was a little jealous that Cathy had started up this side relationship with Jay-Z. Right? Now, this is where it gets deeper. Okay? So, according to this friend, Cathy contacted Jay-Z. She let Jay-Z know that she was offered, I think at the time it was like $60,000 to go public with the story. Then I believe they upped it to 100,000. Now, also around this time, Jay allegedly purchased a diamond ring for Cathy. And that ring, even though there was nothing about ever announced in public, that ring is very similar to the diamond ring that Beyonce wears, the big diamond ring Beyonce wears. The rings were very similar. So Cathy, she wants to go public. Her and Jay get into an argument about it. Jay's like, I can't believe you. I told you about this. I told you things like this was going to happen. You said that you understood. We had an understanding. I don't understand. We had an understanding. I don't understand. Now, she, at this point, even though Jay was doing his thing, Cathy had not really dated many other men outside of Jay-Z, because Cathy was in love with Jay-Z. Now, Jay allegedly told her in 2004 that he doesn't want her seeing anyone else, even though he was dating Beyonce. And he would complain, allegedly, about her hanging out with Claudia Jordan too much because, everybody knew, or it is rumored, how Claudia was giving it up in the mid-2000s. Now, at the same time, people would report, there's friends that allegedly was saying that Claudia was starting to badmouth Cathy, saying, oh, she's flying everywhere and got all these bags and shit, but she's living in a messy one-bedroom apartment. Her apartment is a one-bedroom, little shitty apartment, but she got all these bags and all this stuff flying over it. And this allegedly is what Claudia was saying about Cathy Jordan, Cathy White. But Cathy was loyal to Claudia. And according to, in case you didn't know, she bought Claudia $2,500 worth of bags. And, Jay-Z was keeping Cathy laced up. Now, on September 2nd, 2011, that's when Cathy White was found deleted. The reason why that date is so prominent is because it was roughly 48 hours after the announcement that Beyonce was pregnant. Remember when she announced her pregnancy on TV? It came 48 hours after that. It went down as a brain aneurysm. Kind of young, people say it's kind of young to have a brain aneurysm, but stress and what have you brings on brain aneurysms. Now, what we do know, because people are still speculating, what we do know is 2 days before Cathy's death, her whatever social media accounts she had, they were just suddenly gone. All of them. We do know that she was allegedly contacted by a tabloid about her relationship with Jay-Z. Now, shout out to G. Remember how G always tells you, and I always always improvise on it. And I say, when it comes to celebrities, usually the first story is the most accurate. Well, the very first report was that she died allegedly from trauma to the head. However, by the time the publicist, aka spin doctors, got a hold of it, it was a brain aneurysm. Now, I'm not the one to say whether they're lying or whether it wasn't really a brain aneurysm. That's what's on the woman's death certificate. It was a brain aneurysm. Now, there was rumors that Cathy's family stopped associating with Claudia. I don't know how true that is, but they were saying how in Cathy's last days, Claudia, she finally found out that Claudia was allegedly talking shit about her. She was very hurt. And to this day, Cathy White's social media had not been recovered. That's according to G when she posted this story in 6 years ago. 6 years ago she had the story. To the day, they never recovered her social media, and not one family member or friend ever confessed to deleting her social media. A lot of other stories alleged that Beyonce knew about Cathy. I'm gonna get deeper into it. I'm gonna probably put it on members only, or maybe even the Patreon, because this gets pretty deep. But this is the gist of it right here. I left a lot of other stuff out because it gets a little deeper. I'm going to go into an alleged phone call. Also, a possibility of some sort of sacrifice. Like, we're going to go into it, man, on the Patreon or members only, what have you. But that's pretty much the gist of it right there. And that's the players involved. And that is a rare picture right there that you see on the screen of Jay, Cathy's in front of him, I believe, and Diddy is behind him in the white shirt. Crazy, right? Anyway, it's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Hope you enjoyed this industry stories. I got a few of them. Check them out, man. If you want the real, you come to me. I'm going to give you the real. I'm not going to make it salacious. I'm not going to juice it up. This right here is the real deal. Holy feel. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. There's been Industry Stories.